When you force someone into an action, that action is the response of fear instead of sincerity. It is often better to explain and let the person make their own decision, which we should accept, as matters of the spirit or soul require the utmost level of inner sincerity. Earlier, I explained how fear leads to lies, a lie in which the first victim is the one who is not being true and might not realize they are lying to themselves first. I also described how the lies tear us against ourselves. When it comes to faith, spirituality, or religion, those are areas where genuineness is the most essential foundation. One day after school, while going back home with a classmate after our philosophy class, which we both enjoyed, we discussed God's existence. I told him, you know, if God exists, then who created him? And who created God's creator? And who created the creator of God? And so on. Then, I continued, if we assume God exists, we find ourselves with an infinite succession of creators, which does not make sense, right? He said, yes, that's impossible. This succession should end somewhere, and that does not make sense. So, we agreed God did not exist because such infinite succession did not make sense. That's how I became an atheist. As a science enthusiast, I wanted a scientific or rational demonstration of God's existence, which I could not find. For months, I believed God did not exist. I thought everything originated from the Big Bang, and we were made of stardust and gas coming from the death of stars. In my readings, I found that the Big Bang theory explained the origin of the universe and its evolution. And even if the term Big Bang might seem to suggest an explosion, it instead refers to a rapid expansion of space, like an unfolding process that science said kept continuing to happen. According to the theory, the entire universe started as an infinitely small, extremely hot, and hugely dense state called a singularity. This singularity began to unfold rapidly around about 14 billion years ago, causing a cooling down of the universe. The theory also says that elementary particles formed during this expansion and cooling down, and a nuclear fusion quickly followed, producing lighter elements such as hydrogen and helium. Then, the universe became transparent to radiation, allowing photons to cross it freely. Later, galaxies, stars, and other cosmic structures formed from matter clumping together through gravitational interactions. As for humans being made of stardust, science explained that the atoms that make up our bodies, the air we breathe, and the Earth itself have cosmic origins from stars' life and death. Indeed, many elements found in the body and on Earth, such as carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, were formed through processes originating from nuclear fusion reactions that took place within stars. And, at the end of their life cycles, stars become massive supernovas that end by undergoing gigantic explosions that release energy and spread elements in space. After that, new stars, such as our solar system, including the Earth and the elements that make up living organisms, form from these molecular clouds. I was utterly captivated by the subject and these explanations. However, the Big Bang theory did not explain what caused or triggered this phenomenon. Therefore, I thought something was missing from my demonstration of God's inexistence. One day, as I was walking in the street, I began thinking that there are many things we don't know. I thought about topics like mysteries, unresolved equations, and unknown species. The amount of knowledge humanity holds is enormous. However, like the smallness of our planet compared to the universe, the sum of our knowledge is such a tiny drop in all the oceans compared to the entire creation. For example, the number of identified species of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms is less than 2 million. At the same time, some scientists think the total number of species on Earth could be somewhere between 5 million and 100 million. So, I considered our knowledge very limited in comprehending the very origin of everything, including the Big Bang itself. I thought God was the mystery of mysteries, and before pretending to comprehend him, we need first to understand all the other mysteries and things we don't know or understand yet. Sometimes, we don't even often comprehend or know ourselves. Therefore, I thought that, as long as we have unsolved equations, we may not be able to pretend to a scientific demonstration of what is more mysterious than any other mystery, more unknown than anything we don't and can't know, and more hidden than anything that is hidden. So, I questioned my existence and wondered, do I exist? Then, I looked at my arms and legs as I walked and thought, yes, I exist, and if I exist, then there is a source to my existence, no matter what that source looks like. It is surely the same source for anyone or anything else that exists, which people call God. And we are too small and limited to comprehend what that source looks like. That's beyond the mysteries we have not yet comprehended, and not knowing what that mystery looks like does not mean he does not exist. That's how I dropped from atheism and began believing in God again. However, I still did not join a religion as, for me, deeply believing in God was enough. I did not see the necessity of religion but considered that denying God's existence was a denial of our existence. I assumed people are free to pick a religion if it resonates deep inside them or not to follow one if that is not the case. But, for me, believing in one's existence was enough to imply a source to that existence, a creator some people call God. And, I thought, how we choose to call him mattered less than believing in his existence. When I encountered the 10 Commandments, I was speechless. They were such an excellent prescription for a peaceful world full of love. Not only do they favor submission and gratitude to our Creator and our parents, but they also help us avoid putting ourselves at risk and prevent us from hurting each other, breaking the cycle of retaliation. When it comes to faith, considering its intimacy and the profoundness of the feelings that may fuel it from the soul within, I always respect others' beliefs and wish for reciprocal respect for mine. I considered religion not necessarily the only starting point for mindfulness and connection with the divine, which lies in spirituality. Although they are related and can work together for spiritual elevation, it is possible to experience one without the other or even to experience neither. Indeed, there are 4 possible outcomes. A person can manifest no spirituality and have no religion. A person can also manifest their spirituality but practice no religion, a state I have experienced much before deciding to go to church. Another possibility that may seem less common is following a religion without a deep spiritual foundation. Thus, this can be found when someone practices a religion to do like someone else or is forced to do so without a personal and authentic connection to the divine. Still, in that situation, religion can lead to spiritual enlightenment and cause either more commitment or a dropout from the religion. Lastly, a more common situation is people both manifesting their spirituality and following a religion. Even if that's the one I chose for myself, I consider that all these 4 cases should be respected and not judged, as no one can get into someone else's heart to feel what that person might be feeling deep inside. No one can truly sense the motive behind someone else's spiritual or religious choices. We can hope for someone to follow a particular path, but we should not force that path upon them. Our unique experiences, stories, and thought processes shape our decisions.